Select Committee, Helen.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The crisis in the SEND system is a source of distress for parents and children who have to fight far too hard for support, and for professionals working in local authorities and schools who face an extremely challenging funding situation. Would the Secretary of State agree with me that in this context, blaming parents and GPs for the increase in SEND diagnosis, as some Reform Party politicians have done in recent days, is both inaccurate and insulting, and that solving the SEND crisis requires listening to parents and professionals, not denigrating them?
I couldn't agree more with my honourable friend, and I pay tribute to her and the committee for the important work that they are doing through their inquiry in this area, and we look forward to hearing more from them in due course. She is absolutely right that just days from the local elections, the comments of the member for Clacton will have sent a shiver down the spines of so many parents right across our country. Completely irresponsible, totally wrong. This government is focused on better outcomes for all of our children, including children with SEND.
Robin Swan.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Question number 3.
Labour is transforming the Tories' failed apprenticeship levy into a growth and skills levy. The government offers a range of support to non-levy paying employers, including assistance with training costs and payments to take on younger apprenticeships. New foundation apprenticeships in construction will unlock opportunities for up to 10,000 young people. We've already seen apprenticeships, participation, achievement and starts all increasing under Labour, and we're going further and faster for growth.
Robin Swan.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker, and I thank the Minister for her answer, but she will be aware that employers in Northern Ireland actually pay substantially into the apprenticeship levy but don't have direct access to it. So can I ask what steps the Minister is actually supplying to enable employers in Northern Ireland to have direct benefits to the apprenticeship levy, so that we can have the same benefits that she spoke of in her answer when she was having a dig at the Conservative Party?
Minister.
I thank the honourable member for his question, and as I'm sure he's aware, that skills is a devolved matter, and funding in the devolved administrations remain the responsibility of that government. However, we will continue to engage with the devolved administrations as we develop the levy-funded growth and skills offer for England.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My constituency of Tipton, Wednesbury and Coseley in the Black Country is a proud manufacturing area and the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. Would the Minister please tell me what she is doing to increase the uptake of the number of manufacturing and engineering apprenticeships across the country and in the West Midlands?
Minister.
I thank my honourable friend for her question. Too many young people have really been locked out of accessing apprenticeship opportunities, and apprenticeship starts by young people under 25 fell almost by 40% between 2015-16 to 2023-24 under the previous government. Now, we are developing new foundation apprenticeships to give more young people a foot in the door at the start of their working lives.
Neil O'Brien, Shadow Minister.
Thank you. The British Chamber of Commerce have said that the lack of clarity around the future of the apprenticeship levy is creating uncertainty among businesses and is worrying and destabilising. Employers and universities are both worried about plans to cut higher apprenticeships, and the Institute of Chartered Accountants have said that plans to axe Level 7 apprenticeships will lead to work leaving the UK altogether. So will ministers agree to the proposal for the Campaign for Learning for a skills immigration worker test to be carried out before any cuts to Level 7 apprenticeships, so we don't go from simply investing in British workers to just importing workers from other countries?
Minister.
We are very excited about what this government is achieving for young people in our apprenticeship schemes. Now, there are, of course, tough choices to take on how funding should be prioritised to generate opportunities for young people to make a good start in a fulfilling career going forward. The Department has received a wide range of representation regarding Level 7 apprenticeships, and we will communicate our decision in this going forward. We're absolutely committed to making sure that people are on the right apprenticeship courses and that we have a wide range of apprenticeships available.
Will Forster.
Question 4, Mr Speaker.
Minister.
This government is committed to breaking down barriers to opportunity and helping pupils achieve and thrive in education. That is why we're providing access to specialist mental health professionals in every school, so every child and young person has access to early support to address problems before they escalate.
Will Forster.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In my constituency of Woking, I'm in touch with a family of a child who has complex needs and severe mental health issues, who has not been able to go to school for a whole year. The child's deteriorating mental health needs are not being met because they've not been given a school that fits their CAMS assessment. Has the Minister made an assessment of how their department might best avoid situations like this that leave children without the service they need?
Minister.
I thank the honourable member for his question. We will deliver our commitment on mental health to make sure it reaches every child. I'm very happy to meet with him to discuss the specific case that he raises.
Chris Bloor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Admissions to acute medical wards for children and young people with mental health concerns increased by 65% between 2012 and 2022. With gaining parity of esteem between mental health and physical health being so important, would the Minister update us on talks with the NHS about ensuring there is a mental health provision and support in every school?
I thank my honourable friend for his question. I know he's a real champion on these issues, and we will recruit an additional 8,500 new mental health staff to treat children and adults, as well as open new young future hubs which will provide support for children and young people across the country. The department also provides a range of guidance and resources on promoting and supporting pupils' mental health and well-being. I thank him for his question.
Liberal Democrat spokesperson Munira Wilson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Addictive algorithms that serve up harmful content are fuelling the children's mental health crisis, as well as worrying behaviour both in and outside the classroom. With almost 2/3 of children having a social media account by the end of Year 7, will ministers commit to working with their counterparts in the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology to support the Liberal Democrats' amendment to the data bill, which would stop tech companies trading on our children's attention by raising the digital age of data consent from 13 to 16, meaning they can't process children's data to feed these toxic algorithms without parental consent?
Minister.
Protecting children from online harm is a cross-government priority, and the announcement of Ofcom's draft Codes of Practice for Child Safety sets out why it is so important that we must continue with our efforts to protect children. From July, the child online safety regime will be fully in force, and Ofcom will be able to take robust enforcement action against those failing to comply with the child safety duties. I know the DSIT Secretary will want to look very closely at any future further proposals.
Richard Hull.
Question number 5, please, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
With permission, Mr. Speaker, I'll answer questions 5, 8, 10 and 14 together. The Tories left a trail of devastation across our schools, with buildings crumbling and teachers leaving in their droves. Through taking tough decisions at the budget to fix the foundations, Labour has been able to increase school funding by over £3.2 billion, and as a result, there is a forecasted £400 million of headroom in schools' budgets nationally. The Tories' only plan is to cut school budgets to restore private schools' tax breaks. We're getting on with the job of delivering for children.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Speaker. Many heads, teachers and support staff have been in touch with me, worried about school budgets going forwards. I had a letter recently, which was sent to the Secretary of State, from a therapist in a school saying, I have recently been informed I've been made redundant. Most of the schools in the Trust are making cuts in order to stay afloat. Staff that are being cut are having hours reduced, are teaching assistants, social, emotional, mental health staff and other support staff. How does the Minister answer the question posed by my constituent who's being made redundant, who asks, why have Labour voted for unfunded pay rises and national insurance tax increases if they cannot support schools with the cost of these proposals?
Minister.
The Government is committed to supporting teachers to stay in the profession and to thrive, which is why we accepted the School Teachers' Pay Review Body of 24-25 in full, implementing a 5.5% pay award, meaning teachers and leaders of school have seen a combined increase of 17% over the last 3 years. I think we really need some humility from the benches opposite as to where these problems stem from.
James Wilde.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Head teachers are warning the gap in funding to cover the Chancellor's jobs tax is the equivalent of losing more existing teachers than the government is planning to recruit. And I've heard that message loud and clear from head teachers on my recent school visits. And unfunded pay awards will just make this worse. Why isn't the Education Secretary actually standing up for our schools?
This Labour government has made